All right, let's take a trip. Picture this. It's the summer of 1348. We're in London. The sun's out, the River Thames is sparkling, church bells are ringing, you get the idea. It feels like this city has been here forever and will be here forever. But here's the thing, it won't. This city, right now, is standing on the edge of a cliff, completely clueless about the catastrophe that's about to hit. I mean, it's just wild to think about. In just a few months, literally everything we're about to see, every single person, every little daily habit is going to be completely shattered. So yeah, we're basically taking a tour through a city that has no idea it's living its very last normal days.
So, what's the scale here? Well, we're talking about 50,000 people. And look, I know that doesn't sound like a huge number by today's standards, but back in the 14th century, that was a massive metropolis. Just try to imagine all those people crammed together inside these old Roman walls. You got timber houses practically leaning on each other over these muddy, narrow little streets. It is crowded, it is full of life, and, it's the perfect breeding ground for what's on the horizon.
All right, so let's start our tour where London's day really begins, the docks. This place is the absolute economic heartbeat of the city. It's where all the money flows, where all the goods come in, and yeah, it's also the place where, completely unknown to anyone, death is about to dock.
And man, this place is a total sensory overload. Just try to imagine the air. It's thick with the smell of wood smoke, horses, the river mud, everything. You can almost hear the sailors shouting at each other in French, Flemish, German, you name it, as they're unloading barrels of wine and hauling these giant sacks of grain. This spot, right here, is where England's massive wool wealth connects it to the rest of the world. And it's that very connection that's about to become absolutely deadly. So, what about the average Joe? What's his day like?
Well, to put it bluntly, it's tough. A laborer, after a whole day of just back-breaking work, might earn 2, maybe 3 pence. And that's just barely enough for some rough bread, maybe some cheap ale, and a spot on a straw mattress he's sharing with a bunch of other guys. There's no saving account, no safety net. It's simple. You work or you starve. We're talking a razor-thin margin for survival every single day.
Okay, let's head inland a bit to the main market, a place called Cheapside. It is a complete chaotic maze of timber stalls. And justice here, it's public and it is fast. If you get caught stealing a loaf of bread, forget a trial by jury. Nope, you're getting locked in the stocks by lunchtime for everyone to see and mock. And there's another constant fear, fire. This whole city is basically a tinderbox. It's been before, and those fire buckets hanging on every corner are this constant nagging reminder of just how fast everything can go up in smoke. And we really have to understand that London wasn't just one city. It was 2 totally separate worlds, divided by wealth. And this division, it's gonna play a massive role in what's about to unfold.
So if you're a wealthy wool merchant, life is pretty sweet. Your house has a stone ground floor, which is a huge luxury. And you might even have a few panes of actual glass in the windows, super rare. So while that laborer is munching on coarse bread, your family is feasting on roasted pork and sipping French wine. Sure, you hear whispers, rumors of some sickness on the continent, but that feels like a world away. That's a problem for poor people, right? And it's just such a classic trap, isn't it? The illusion that your money and your comfort can build a wall high enough to keep the real world out.
Okay, now let's cross London Bridge and step into another world entirely, Southwark. This place is outside the city walls, and that means it's pretty much outside the city's laws, too. We're talking a world of brothels, shady taverns, and just unimaginable filth. I mean, you've got open sewers literally running down the middle of the street. Disease here isn't an event, it's just a constant part of life. Dysentery, typhus, they just lump it all together and call it fever. Pretty much everyone here is already sick with something.
And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? In a city of such stark contrasts, when a brand new unknown plague shows up, does it really care if you live in a fancy stone house or a filthy shack? The people back then, they definitely thought it did. But oh man, they are about to get a truly horrifying lesson in equality.
So, what about the people in charge? The institutions that are supposed to protect everyone, the church, the government. As the first rumors of this new sickness started to trickle in, let's see how they responded, or more accurately, how they totally failed to.
And their helplessness is just stark. You go into a hospital like St. Bartholomew's, and they have zero concept of germs. None. To them, disease is either a punishment from God, or it's caused by miasma, basically bad air, drifting in from swamps or something. It wasn't that they weren't trying, it was a complete failure of understanding. Their entire medical toolkit consisted of burning incense, bleeding patients to, rebalance their humors, and praying. A lot of praying. It's a chilling reminder that your best knowledge can be completely useless against a problem you can't even comprehend. They were trying to fight a biological apocalypse with superstition.
And then they get a direct warning. A monk at St. Bart's is hearing the last confession of a dying sailor who just got in from France. The guy's delirious, he's terrified, and he starts rambling about a sickness, one that leaves black boils on your skin and empties entire towns. He's talking about bodies in the streets of Calais, piled up like firewood because there's no one left to bury them. And the monk, he just listens and writes it off. He thinks it's just the fever talking, or maybe God's long overdue punishment for the French. He completely misses it.
Now, this warning and others like it, they do make their way up the chain to the authorities in the Tower of London. They're getting reports from Calais, from Florence. They know something is out there. So what do? Well, they're stuck. They're facing this crippling dilemma. If they close the ports to stop a disease they don't even understand, they know for a fact it'll cause economic ruin. London's entire existence depends on trade. So they choose the devil they know, poverty, over the devil they don't. And it is just a textbook case of system failure, right? When you're faced with something totally new and terrifying, the instinct is to protect what you have, to protect the status quo. So that's what they did. They debated, they waited, and they prayed.
And so, as dusk falls and the curfew bells start to ring out across the city, our day in 1348 London comes to a close. The city settles in for the night, feeling safe, feeling permanent. What they don't realize, what they can't possibly know, is that they are all sleeping through the very last sunset of their world as they know it.
And from here, the timeline is just terrifyingly fast. Remember that vibrant summer we just saw? By autumn, the first infected ships are already sailing up the Thames. The first few deaths are dismissed. It's just the usual fever. But then the telltale black swellings start to appear. And by the time winter hits, the city has completely collapsed. The death toll is so high, so fast, that there's literally no one left to bury the dead. Entire streets just go silent. And this is the final tally. Out of those 50,000 people we just met, the laborer on the docks, the wealthy merchant, the monk, the thief in Southwark, half of them are gone. Gone. In just a matter of months, London loses 50% of its people. Can you even imagine that? Walking through your own city, where every second person you see, every person you knew, is dead. It's not a city anymore. It's a city of ghosts.
The people of London went to bed that summer night thinking their world was solid, that it was permanent. They had absolutely no idea that history wasn't something you read about, it was something that was about to happen to them, violently. And it really leaves you with a final chilling thought, doesn't it? No one ever knows when they're living through their last normal day.